Good morning, my dear students of class 8th. I welcome you all to this new class of social science where we are now towards the completion of chapter 2 history, which is from trade to territory. Let us take a recap of what was taught in the previous classes, children. We saw that end of Mughal rule took place when company arrived India. Then we saw the East India Company started, defailing and defaming the Portuguese, the Dutch. Then we saw how the companies started trading and then from trade to battle. Then we saw because of this power and possession, the company had to fight Battle of Plassey. Then after Battle of Plassey, we saw Battle of Buxar, and then company officials became nabobs, where British official Robert Clive, who managed to return to Britain with wealth, led flashy. All right. Um, then we saw company rule expands. After the Battle of Buxar, 1764, children, the company's rule, expanded rapidly. The prompt annexation of Indian states took place between 1757 to 1857. Kindly ignore this, children. And then with this, following policies were framed, children, which is Subsidiary Alliance, Doctrine of Lapse, and ultimately claim to paramountcy. I will explain all these one by one, children. What is subsidiary alliance? According to the terms of this alliance, Indian rulers were not allowed to have their independent forces. So they were there to be protected by the company, children. And then, children, after the agreement that the company is going to give the security to these rulers, in return, children, the rulers had to pay for the company's armed forces. You will take a look at this, children. See, and then the company had to send the army for their protection, but in return, the rulers will pay for the company's army. The next policy was claim to paramountcy. Paramountcy is on top. So the governor, Lord Hastings, who was Governor General, framed this policy of paramountcy, children, where we can see that it is claimed that the company was paramount or supreme. Hence, in order to protect its interests, it was justified in annexation, children. All right. So, under it, Kittur, Sindh, Punjab were taken over. It is simple to claim that you are on top, isn't it? So, I will zoom it a little more and then you will be able to read it once more, children. It is hence, in order to protect its interest, it was justified in annexing or threatening annex any religion. Simple, children. It is just that if you are not ready to accept the East India Company as supreme power, your state will be taken. It is just like that, children. Now let us see Doctrine of Lapse. Doctrine of Lapse simply means if uh, it is generally, children, it was started by Lord Dalhousie from 1848 to 1856. He was in India. It stated that a kingdom could be annexed if the king died without a male heir. It means if a king is dying without leaving his natural son behind, that state will be taken over by the Britishers, children. It is simple as that, right? And then Doctrine of Lapse. Now, in this, children, just a second, let us come to Doctrine of Lapse. Yes, so Doctrine of Lapse, Lord Dalhousie, the Governor General from 1848 to 1856, this device was started by him. It stated that a kingdom could be annexed if the king died without a male heir. It is simply meaning that if a king dies without leaving his natural born son, then the state would be taken over by the Britishers. Adopted son or any nephew or something like that would not serve. If a king is having his own son, then the state will be continued by the prince. But if the king dies without leaving his own son, the state is going to be taken over by the Britishers. It is simple as that. And then we can see the expansion of British rule and then a new administration. Warren Hastings was the first Governor General of India from 1773 to 1785. He brought about many changes in the administration, especially in the sphere of justice. Then came Warren Hastings, who brought in so many changes in the field of justice, children. Right? And let us see the conclusion of the chapter. Thus, the East India Company was transformed from a trading company to a territorial colonial power. This is how, children, in this entire chapter, we have seen that just with one motive of trading, the company became the extreme power. By 1857, the company came to exercise direct rule over about 63% of our country's territory and 78% of the total population of Indian subcontinent. Imagine, children, in such time the Britishers started ruling us, isn't it? And the East India Company had overall the whole control over our country, India. With this, we come to an end to the chapter, children, and that's all for today's class. The chapter is over. If there is any doubt, we can discuss in the live class, children, but for that, you need to go through the chapter again. So let us end the class. See you all in the next class. Thank you so much, children. Have a nice day. Bye bye. Take care. Stay safe.